What's up, guys? It's Antoine Easel back with another Yap video, and today what I will be yapping about is I'm going to be describing why I think Astro Bot should win Game of the Year this year. I have not played the other games that are in the running, but this game's peak, and I want to share why I think it's peak. And yeah, maybe another game's better. I'd have no idea because I haven't played them, and I'm not going to. But I just want to share why this game's amazing, and I'm rooting for it to win this game, all right? I'm being a little bit closed-minded. I don't really care. This game's amazing, and I want to see it succeed, and I want to see another game. I want to see more content. There's already, like, 5 DLC levels, so, yeah, this game's amazing, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, when I first heard that this game was coming out, I practically shat myself. You want to know why? Because when the PS5 launched, it actually came with this game called Astro's Playroom, and it's a platformer game, and it comes right before Astro Bot, right? So Astro Bot's kind of a sequel to this game. It is basically a demo game, and it was made to test out and show you the PS5's different features, like, you know, like the movement of the controller based on how you're walking, that sort of thing, right? Like, just the advancements this console made in gaming technology. But this game was amazing. Not even just because it showed you what the PS5 could do, just because the game was so fun and so creative, right? The devs just ran wild with this one. This game was amazing. But the only problem is it was so short. Like, you could beat that game in under an hour if you're playing it, like, fast enough. You could beat it in an hour, maybe 2, like an hour and a half, I'd say, actually. About an hour and a half to beat this entire game. It is quick. It goes by so fast. And I might have replayed this game 5 or 6 times. I have 100% of it. Got all the trophies, right? Absolutely grinded this game. Because I love this game. It was amazing. And when I heard it was getting a sequel, a full-blown $60 sequel with over 80 levels, I shot myself because I was so excited. I 100%ed Astro Bot in 3 days within its release, okay? I got the $70 version as well. I was so excited for this game. And that excitement was so worth it because this game was pure, unadulterated peak. Now, the first thing I want to talk about in this game is its creativity. This game takes being creative to a whole nother level, and every level in the game is unique and different from the one that you just played before it, right? There's levels where you're in a desert, right? There's levels where you're in like an ice world. It's so diverse and so fun, and the graphics and the visuals really complement that because the game just looks gorgeous, okay? It looks absolutely stunning, and it just being creative, having a bunch of colors popping all over the place, that's how you know you're in for some great gameplay. And you'd be correct, because one thing about this game that is a huge step over the other game is in the last game, half of the levels had transformations in it. Okay, that game had 16 levels in total. I just want to let you know. 16. Could probably all be beat in under 5 minutes, okay? 16 levels. Half of them had these stupid, like, suit things. Like, it's either, like, a ball, a monkey, a frog, or a spaceship. And they were all boring as shit to play with, except for, like, maybe the monkey and the spaceship, a little bit of the frog, but they were just so much worse than just the actual, like, platforming itself and playing as Astro, right? And in this game, it takes these power-ups, right? It only brought back one, the monkey, and it added so many new ones, but instead of being a transformation, they were just a thing you wore on your back and you used to traverse the levels. Like the monkeys, there's like a little monkey on your back that grabs for you, and there's like a chicken on your back where you could boost up, and there's a dog on your back where you could dash forward. It's great. Those power-ups really complement the game and the gameplay and makes it so much funner and open for more room to create something new and exciting to play. Another thing about this game is Astro himself, and the way he doesn't talk, but he's still just as expressive as someone who can speak through his body language, noises, all that. Okay, he's great. He's a great character. Even if I never get to hear him say a single word, I could tell he's a great person, right? At the end of the game, he sacrifices himself. He's fine, right? You actually put him back together, which is another really cool part about this game, that they have this interactive thing with like these hands, and you get to like do stuff with them. It's really cool, right? In between worlds. That's a great thing to add it to this game. But Astro himself is amazing, okay? And not even to mention the like hundreds of bots, right? So in this game, there's like collectibles, there's puzzle pieces and bots. The puzzle pieces help you unlock different things in the overworld, and the bots are like, they're just like kind of just a collectible. You want to get them all, or you want to save them. And basically all the bots are from, not all of them, but some of them are from different PlayStation games, like, for example, like Parappa, Tomb Raider, God of War. There's so many games here that, like, there's a lot of references. Also get to customize Astro, right? You get to customize your car, kind of car. No, it's like a spaceship thing with the controller. It's kind of cool. There's a camera feature. Like, there's just so much more to this game than the original Astro's Playroom, which is already phenomenal in itself. One thing about platformers like this is they usually have a final boss level where, like, that's the end of the game. But once you progress more and unlock all the collectibles, you get, like, a few extra final levels here, right? And one game that really, like, encompasses this and is a good example is Mario Wonder, which I don't know, you probably haven't played that game, but it's like a 2D Mario game, and once you beat the game, right, you have to collect a bunch of collectibles, and there's 2 final super levels, right? I forget one of them. It was like just kind of like just a big super difficult level, and then after that the badge marathon, which is like really, really difficult level, and that's also present in some other Mario games. And you could see that Astro Bot definitely took inspiration from those games, because it has a final boss level, but then it has 2 extra levels at like very end levels that are like, they're kind of like a reward to the player for playing, right? Because throughout one of these levels is the final encore, which is basically what there's rifts in the normal levels that bring you to the Lost World and unlock different levels in there. Once you complete all those levels, there's a final level in the middle that you get to play, and it's kind of like a reward to the player for making it this far. And also, once you complete get all the bots, you unlock this final void level, because in the game, like throughout the game, there's these different voids for each of the symbols in the PlayStation, like X, O, square, triangle. There's a marathon through all those. It's really difficult, but once you beat it, you get the final bot in the game. And yeah, it is pretty cool. The great thing about this game is it appeals to a wide variety of audiences, right? This game is relatively easy, and it's kind of kiddie-ish, so it appeals to kids, but it also appeals to, like, old PlayStation fans that, you know, they want to go play it and see some, like, you know, older, obscure game that they remember from their childhood, and they're like, oh, yo, I know that game, right? So it just, like, provides such a great feeling just to play, young or old, okay? Another thing about this game is it's structured very well with the worlds and stuff, okay? Like, in some games, they have, like, different, like, a sand world and an ice world and a grass world and, like, a candy world. But this game doesn't do that. It mixes it all together. And I like that a lot, because it's not more the same thing as you play through. And it's new, different the entire time, all right? It's great in that regard. I'm happy it does that. Okay, that's a little bit of a flaw in the Mario games, which I don't really like that they do that. But it doesn't matter that much, but it's still a good touch. And with these different IPs being introduced in the games and being put into bots, there is also levels where it is a complete level, like a complete God of War level, for example. It's so cool. In these levels, there's about 5 of them in the game. You basically turn into like the main protagonist from that separate game, right? Like God of War or Ape Escape, right? And it's just so cool. It's just so cool and unique. And I love the way they integrate these other games into there. Like, the God of War level is so amazing. You get to have Kratos' axe and throw it at things, okay? In the Ape Escape level, you get, like, a net, and you get to capture the monkeys. Like, it's so cool. And that is, probably some of the funnest levels in this game. And that is saying something. The final thing I want to talk about with this game is the boss levels, which these boss levels, there's like about 5-ish, 6. In this game, they just take bosses to a whole new level, right? They're so much more complex, so much more creative. One of them even, like, for example, one of these bosses uses one of the power-ups in the boss. It's like a time thing where you slow down time. You have to slow down time to jump into his mouth before he closes it and, like, punch his, like, whatever, okay? You punch the inside of his mouth or what. It's great. The boss fights are so innovative and so just flowing with creativity and so much more unique than, like, a Mario boss, for example, which Mario... Not to shame Mario, right? I love Mario. We're gonna do a Mario video in the future, guys. Be ready for that. But not to shame Mario or anything, but it's just so much. It's just on another level. Okay, this game is better than a lot of Mario games in my personal opinion. Okay, except for like Mario Galaxy, right? That game's extraordinary. Okay, but it's great, absolutely phenomenal. In conclusion, this game was made by a very talented team and some very, very talented people, okay? This game, it's just so innovative. It's so unique. It's so, like, far from anything out there, okay? It takes a bit of inspiration from Mario, but it is still highly different in other aspects of the game. If you own a PlayStation 5, I highly recommend buying it right now and playing through it, okay? It's $60, but it is more than worth it. You should get it. It's great. It's extraordinary. It's a great play. And yeah. So, as usual, have a stupendous day. And I will be rooting for this for Game of the Year. Let's go, Astro Bot!